What's up, everybody? This week we are in the middle of Sideshow's birthday extravaganza. We have Seth's favorite Lord of the Rings in the house. All of that and more. So get your stimmy checks ready. It's time for the collecting news. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Collecting News, the show where we talk about the latest and greatest from the world of collecting. With me, as always, to talk about the greatest stuff that comes out this week is my man, Seth. What's up, Seth? How you doing, bro?
Today is fantastic, especially when you woke up and you see the face that you make when your stimulus drops.
You are stimulated, bro? You feel properly stimulated?
My stimmy dropped.
My wife told me today that we got the stimulus check, and I was like, yes! And then she's like, we're going to go pay bills. And I was like, no!
Yeah, I looked at the thing and I was like, hey, just FYI, I was like, the stimulus check dropped, and she's like, oh, that's nice. She goes, well, don't touch it. I said, listen, I said, you tell me not to touch things all the time. I'm like, so I can't make you a promise.
If this is your first time on the channel, we do the collecting news every Wednesday, talking about the latest and greatest from the world of collecting. So if you're into that and you want to keep up with the news, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all of the content. And also, if you're into any of the stuff that you see on this channel when we're talking about the collecting news and what items came out this week, make sure you check out Comic Concepts. They have the best pricing around for all of the things like Sideshow, Hot Toys, Prime 1 Studio statues. Make sure you check out their website. I'll leave a link in the description below. And for anything that's outside, like XM Studios, Queen Studios, in that realm, check out Cosmic Concepts. No, Cosmic Chase. Woo, messed that up. Cosmic Chase. You know the problem with Cosmic Chase and Comic Concepts is they
very
both
similar.
have
Very similar.
Tongue-tied. But yes, I will leave links in the description for you guys to get to it.
Doing what Georgetown.
Yeah.
Actually, we can't put that in there. That's not socially acceptable.
Well, we were just having fun. Yeah. People know. Anyway, so this week, we, to start it off, you'd let me know that we got another Hasbro convention coming, right? Hasbro Fanfare, I think it's what it's called.
We do. I saw the announcement for it yesterday. So, of course, as you guys know, this is the time of year where we expect them to announce maybe some new Marvel Legends, new G.I. Joes, new Black Series, maybe some Transformers, some Power Rangers, basically any of the properties that Hasbro owns. I'm on a huge Transformers kick lately, so I'm actually really excited to see if they announce any new Transformers. There are things that I would like to there are more different characters that I would like to see them make more of. Hopefully for Marvel Legends we'll see maybe some new characters and maybe get some different Build-A-Figures. And then G.I. Joe, maybe we'll get some different characters we haven't seen yet. Maybe some more villains. Dude, I would like to see some vehicles from G.I. Joe.
For G.I. Joe, that would be good if they made some vehicles. I think the problem is that the figures are too big. When you start making those vehicles, they're going to be huge.
I'd like to see a Cobra Hiss.
But the only thing that I'm wondering is they had more days last year. So I'm wondering if they're just trying to condense it into one day or what exactly it is they're going to show. So
it could be maybe they just don't have as much to announce as they did last year.
Maybe.
That maybe maybe they just figured, okay, we don't have enough product or enough, big announcements, so maybe we can just, condense everything into, a shorter span.
Yeah, maybe that's what it's going to happen. I'm curious to see. I'm always interested to see some more Black Series figures, so, that's where my head's at all the time. Star Wars.
I know, Star Wars. God forbid. God forbid.
I know. I mean, the other stuff is okay to me. It's like the Transformer line that I've been seeing coming out of there. It's been all right, especially when you see stuff like 3-0. 3-0 is like, forget it. That's the Transformers I would want to buy.
So, but also, guys, if you are interested in the Hasbro event, leave a comment below and let me and George know if you guys want to see us stream the event like we did last time, and we'll stream it and we'll talk about it like we did last time. If you guys are interested in seeing that,
yeah, definitely. And I mean, we're gonna stick probably to the items that we're most into. So it's probably more likely G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and Transformers. Mostly, and Marvel Legends, obviously. Yeah.
Of course. God
so, wait, what day does April 9th fall on? Is that a
I
Saturday?
think it's a Friday or a Saturday.
Friday or a Saturday?
Here,
I hope it's a Saturday.
If you want, we can check right now, and I'll tell you right now.
I hope
April
it's a
9th
Saturday.
is a Friday.
No.
No.
Damn you. All right, so
I mean, we can just always take the day off from work.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do, or a half day or something,
Yeah.
so we can get that info out. It'd be fun. I mean, we did the live event last year. That was a trip. I had a good time.
Yeah, that was fun because I was streaming it. We were streaming it from the car. I think I
Yeah.
was in the car when we were doing that.
Well, part of it was, 'cause remember, there were several days. We had like
Yeah.
a few days of Hasbro PulseCon. And then now I learned some new tricks where we should get the audio and the video a little bit better. So,
Ooh,
we'll
new
see what's
tricks.
up. You know, always good to have that. Anyway, so other things that are going on right now is Sideshow's birthday extravaganza. They hit 27 years, so happy birthday to you, Sideshow. I think they only got like 2 more days left in the event. There is going to be 2 exclusives that we talked about last week, which is going to be the variant for Elektra, and then a variant for the 6-scale figure for Cyclops. The biggest thing that I like about these events is that they have all of those codes that are being left out, so a good way to build up some points for you to be able to buy something at Sideshow site.
But remember, you have to use it within the year.
Yeah, you have to use it within the year. Yeah. Within the year when you get it, or I think it's like within the calendar year.
Yeah, it's within the calendar year.
So yeah, so that's going on right now.
So remember, folks, if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose it. I haven't seen anything that they've announced from the event to be new yet. I'm curious to see if they're going to do anything like that. I think they're saving all of that for their Sideshow Con that's going to happen again during the summer, since they canceled San Diego Comic-Con again. So
We'll be doing a video of that as well too.
Yep, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Other than that, I got a follow-up to a story that we had last week about Big Bad Toy Store canceling a Hot Toys order that was previously placed. We speculated a little bit as to what could have happened. You know, how could the manufacturer not provide them with the figure when it was already ordered? But I found out a little bit more information. So back in December, it was announced on Facebook. A bunch of people that put me onto it. I think Sideshow. It was announced it themselves. There was a ship that had containers of Sideshow products, Hot Toys, and other things, Prime One Studio stuff, that sunk. So there is a lot of collectibles at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean right now.
Well, me and you need to go get a submarine.
I'm saying,
and go down there and get those things. We need James Cameron that
James
shit.
Cameron. And
We need James Cameron that shit and go down there and explore that bitch like it's the Titanic.
Oh man, could you imagine? They find that stuff like years later, and then you know, these are the things they worshipped.
Far wherever you are.
But what happened was that those products went into the ocean, and in this particular case, it was a Harley Quinn figure that my friend had ordered. And what was explained to him anyway is that if it's an item that was not very popular when the order took place, they are not going to take and then remake the figure or statue at that point. So if your item went in the water and was something that nobody wanted, you're shit out of luck. You know?
Was that Harley Quinn doll hair or sculpted hair?
It's doll hair.
Oh, then it could stay in the bottom of the ocean. We're good. We're good. I feel sorry for your friend, but yeah, that could stay in the bottom of the ocean where it belongs.
Honestly, you know, when he told me about it, he's like, I feel a sense of relief. He's like, because I feel like that was an impulse buy. So I started laughing. I was like, oh, so then, you know, you're all right then. So
you sunk my battleship.
Yeah. So that's
they were out there. E4.
Yeah.
Hit.
That's the truth, man.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't have anything that was put on waitlist this week that we could find. So and also nothing that we received recently that or any notification that we've heard about for items that are currently being prepared to ship this week. I did get a little bit of information from Collector Zone that some of the Hot Toys that some people have been waiting for, like the Star Wars Heavy Mando and the Mandalorian Deluxe Beskar armor, is hitting the West Coast already. So we should start seeing some of these orders that we have been waiting for. So I got both of those on order actually. So, and there's more than that. There's like PCS statues that he told me about, and a bunch of other things that have hit the West Coast now. So we're starting to see those items come in. So that's gonna be cool. was I need my deluxe Mando. Right?
Forget
right?
the Mando. You need that heavy.
And the heavy Mando. I want that too. That makes two good videos.
Forget the deluxe Mando. I want that heavy infantry already.
All right. So next up, we have something that's coming out real soon here on March 18th. You know, it's Seth's favorite, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So Prime One Studios is finally putting up the pre-order for their Frodo and Gollum statue. This is like a diorama scene from the...
Is that like an actual light up? Is that crystal actually light up, or is that just an effect?
No, it lights up. It lights up.
Okay, so Gollum looks really good.
Yeah, Gollum looks really good.
But Frodo, it looks very... The features look very feminine.
Yeah.
Like there's too much, but there's too much like red in the... There's too much red in the cheeks.
Red in the cheeks.
Yeah.
I think there is something off about his portrait. I agree with that. Gollum looks freaking great.
Gollum looks like he's like, you know, conspiring to do something mischievous. It's like, my precious, just wait until you fall asleep, Frodo.
If you order it from Prime One Studios, you'll get the One Ring chain, so that's kind of cool.
One ring to rule them all.
Rule them all.
One ring to find them.
I think it's got a really nice base. I like that you got that. They got the ring and the inscription there at the bottom of the base, so that's really
cool.
Really cool.
I like how they have him. I like how they do like the way they do have Gollum though, like perched on the on the rock and the look. Yeah, God, you look at that Elijah Wood portrait, and man, it looks very feminine.
Something's off about it.
Yeah,
it looks lifeless in comparison. Like Gollum has that expression, you know, and it looks like he's alive.
I don't want to see this picture. I just like looking at the other picture that you just had. Yeah, exactly. That's fine. As long as we see that side of the statue, we're good.
It's funny too, though, because look at this side. He kind of looks okay.
No, he doesn't.
I think it looks better this way.
The nose looks off.
The nose looks off.
Yeah.
I never really spent a lot of time looking at Elijah Wood's face like that. So obviously, you know his features.
Well, I watch a lot of movies. Not Lord of the Rings, but I've seen other movies that Elijah Wood's been in.
Right.
So the Frodo and Gollum.
They still haven't announced the price yet for this one. It comes out March 18th. If you're into Lord of the Rings, make sure that you get your pocketbooks ready. And because it's probably going to be over $1,000 more than likely.
It would have been cool if they would have given Gollum like a swap out where he has like the fish in his hand.
Oh, yeah. But that's not the scene. This is the scene where they go into the spider cave.
Again, you're speaking.
Yeah,
you're speaking gibberish to me.
In the movie, Gollum.
Oh my God! Please take that off the screen.
No. Yeah, right. It lights up. The LED illumination.
Oh no, that looks like it could be something else, my friend.
No. Anyway, in the movie, Seth, Gollum tricks Frodo into going into the spider cave to shorten. It's like a shortcut, he says, to get to the mountain. Inside of the cave is this massive spider that attacks and captures Frodo. So that's what this scene's depicting here. But yeah, I think they did a great job, especially on Gollum. I think it's awesome. So
my butt plug.
Yeah, so that's it for like coming soon. It's kind of a light week in comparison to last week. Last week we had so much stuff, right? It was like
we had a plethora. We had a plethora of stuff.
We have a plethora.
Do
you know what a plethora is? You see, senor.
Me llamo Seth.
I am not as wise and smart as you, El Jefe. All right, so Hasbro dropped one of their. This is the Star Wars fan event that they had, or not a fan event, but their
just their weekly release.
No, this isn't a weekly release. This is part of their like the fanfare thing that they had. This is like the other. Okay. There was another figure that came out a couple weeks back. I think it was the one of the clone troopers. And then you have this. So this is the Black Series helmet. It's going to have the voice changing effects very similar to the previous helmet, the Stormtrooper helmet. Looks accurate. I'm not that into the First Order Stormtroopers.
No one really likes the First Order.
Well, you know what? I think people would like this is because some people like to collect the progression of the Stormtrooper, which I feel like they should already drop a Clone Trooper helmet. If they did that, I would absolutely get that. Like a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet. You know,
they need to make the helmet for what is it? The Ahsoka Troopers.
Yeah, see, like that one, they did a
Yeah.
different. The Clone Troopers, they could do so much for. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Maybe they just don't got the license to be able to make it.
Maybe it's not the license. Maybe they just don't think there's a market for it.
Oh man, I think it would sell better than this.
Well, anything would sell better than from the first order. So, and that's just a given.
Yeah, I don't like when they push new trilogy stuff on them.
Damn it! Make more old trilogy stuff.
Or Clone Wars. Think of the Clone Wars.
Bring out the clones.
Yeah. Nothing against it. It does look pretty detailed though. I like the design of it. You know.
Does that like little thing in the corner in the corner of like the chin light up?
I wish
it looks like it's almost like a flashlight. It's like
it does.
one of those. It's like one of those things like like one of those tap lights. You just push it and it turns on.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do to add more lights to this?
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if it did, and it would be cool if you could take a mod if it doesn't. You know, maybe it's a little mod and they could turn it into a flashlight if they need it. But the design is cool. I always thought the design of the First Order helmet is dope. You know, but what happened in the movie was just what happened in the movie.
Yeah.
But still, like a friend of mine, he collects all of these helmets, so he has a good line of these different things. But not the Black Series. He has the
but like if you're gonna
FX.
but like in my opinion, like if you're gonna buy a helmet. You're not going to buy a Hasbro helmet. You're going to buy like a movie replica.
I got Hasbro helmets.
No, but you know what I mean. You know what? Well, you can't afford it like most people because the prices on those things are astronomical.
Yeah, that's the only thing that keeps me from them. Is like when you're talking about EFX or Novos, which Novos is probably going to be gone, but let's just say EFX. Your helmets are going to run in the range of like $300 to $650. I have a hard time paying that. So.
You spend your $100 on the Hasbro ones, and you'll be
exactly, and they look good to me. they look good to me on display. I mean, I'm not to knock down anybody that buys an EFX helmet, just because I like those too. But I just think these look good. So, that's what I like.
That's the news, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, right. All right, and then we have Mattel drop the Wave 9 of the
Ultimate. Yeah, the WWE Ultimate Edition.
Go ahead.
So we got the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and we got Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yesterday was 3/16, otherwise known to all you wrestling fans out there as Stone Cold Day. Because as we all know, Austin 3/16 just said, I kicked your ass. So this is awesome. We haven't had any of these Ultimate yet. I definitely like what they did with the Ric Flair. Really cool how they gave him his robe. Mm-hmm. And, the portrait looks really good. They gave him the old WCW championship belt, which is great. Not much, though, as far as swap outs and other parts. It's just basically some hands, the head, the robe, and the belt. Whereas with the Stone Cold, you'll get like the necklace, the shirt, the hat. It would have been cool if they would have thrown like a beer can, like a beer can in there instead of like the microphone. But it's cool. You've got multiple options. You can give him the Austin 3/16 shirt, or you can have him wear his vest that he wears down to the ring. And it's cool because they gave him like the old heavyweight championship belt. So it's pretty cool. And I mean, I'm a big, like most people now, we're excited about these Ultimate figures because they're a little bit more upscale, they're a little bit more articulated, and they put a little bit more effort into making these. Now you are paying a little bit more of a higher price point on these than you are with an Elite. So you're paying, roughly around like, an Elite's usually like $20. You're paying like maybe $30 to $35 for these Ultimates, but they do come with a lot more accessories, and the packaging on them is really great. These are definitely two I will be more than likely picking up for my collection. But yeah, it's cool, and it's cool that they made Ric Flair look like old Ric Flair from like when he was back in like WCW and like the NWA, not the NWA, NAW, or I forgot what it was called.
NWA.
There's so many different. Well, it was like Northwest like Association or or North Wrestling Association or something like that.
Right.
So.
Well, just to let you guys know, yes, these are more pricey, but I did find on Entertainment Earth right now that they're selling the two together for $43.99. I don't know if that's a sale or if that's a typo, but take advantage of it while you still can. So, in case it does change, but $43.99 for both these figures together, I think is pretty good.
But yeah, they're really good. I wouldn't sleep on these guys. I mean, I like these figures a lot. Like I said, compared to the Elites, like I said, there's a lot more detail and a lot more accessories. I'm absolutely smitten over my NWO Hulk Hogan one that I have. So I mean, it's a good quality figure for the price point.
All right, cool, very cool. I think Ric Flair's is pretty dope. I like that. I mean, if I was to take and get that figure, I would absolutely be posting it with the woo face.
With the woof. Well, that's Ric Flair's thing, man.
Yeah, gotta have that.
He's He's styling, profiling, jet flying, limousine riding, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. Woo!
All right. So then next up, we got announcement that they came out today actually for pre-order. We have a 1/4 scale NECA animated version of Donatello.
Yes, the Raphael has already been hitting stores, and they announced the Donatello. The Donatello won't be available until July of this year. But again, if you guys are into 90s turtles and you like the 1/4 scale size, these figures are really awesome. They don't really come with much of the accessories. I get it because it's it's a much bigger figure. He does come with like pizza, the bow, some like a shell, like one of the one of the turtle shell phones. And I think he comes with like an alternate portrait. But they're pretty cool. Mike actually got the Raphael one.
What do you think about it?
He likes it, and I don't know if he's taken it out of the box yet, but I'm curious to know like what the articulation is with these figures, because I know sometimes the 1/4 scale figures can be a little difficult because of the joints. Mm-hmm. So I want to know how easy it is with how loose the joints are on that, if it's something that's easy to pose.
I'm just curious to see one of these in person. It's because like when I first saw it, I feel like it's for a 1/4 scale, these things are they don't have a lot of detail. It's very smooth, so it's it just seems like it wouldn't lend itself too well for being a figure that big.
Well, I was with Mike when he got the Raphael, and the Raphael looked really good.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'd like to see this thing in person. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you can pose them all and make them look, very. And the other thing too is that when you get it to a 1/4 scale, it's got more weight to it, so you really can't get that dynamic with the pose. Otherwise, you run the risk of them falling over.
Well, that's the thing that goes to what I was saying about the articulation, like how tight, how tight or how loose is it. So
yeah,
cool stuff. I like that last
pizzas?
one. Yeah, he's like, oh, pizza. He's like, I've got 2 pieces. What do I do with them?
That's pretty funny, man. All right, and we got PCS collectibles. And
yes.
So Cold Steve Austin.
Again, yesterday was 3/16 day, and I'm super excited about this. This is definitely making me want to grab these PCS wrestling statues now. I'm gonna have to reach out to Comic Concepts, man.
Yeah.
I love the shading and the detail on his muscles.
Yeah.
Which looks really good. I don't know if it's possible to do it with this type of piece, because I know they did it with The Rock, where they had the upper torso that was swappable. I don't know if there was anything they could do for that for Stone Cold. I mean, maybe if they took out the arms and they had the arms swappable with like beer cans. Mm-hmm. Beer cans maybe, but it's definitely an awesome looking piece. The only thing that I'm on the fence about it with is like the head. The head looks like, when you look at it from a certain angle, the head doesn't look like it's like a right round shape almost. It looks a little off to me.
You know what I'm seeing here that doesn't make sense to me is like the ropes. Aren't they a little low?
No, well, there's 3 there. Well, so there's only 2 there. They only have 2 of them, but there's 3. There's 3 of them. There's supposed to be 3 of them. But
I think the idea is that he's standing on the ropes, right?
He's standing on the middle rope. There's a bottom rope, a middle rope, and a top rope. So basically, when he would come to the ring and walk in and do that, he would stand on the second rope and raise his arms like he's doing. So I mean, I guess they cut that off maybe just so it was maybe not wasted material for the statue.
No, I just think they did that because there's no way they could balance a 1/4 scale statue on a rope like that.
And the other thing too that I'm noticing now looking at it, I wish they would have made his logo in the front maybe just a little bigger.
Yeah. For me anyway, I would have just taken the ring idea out of it and just have him standing there doing the pose, because that's his pose. And then you get, because it's cool that they got the ring elements in it, but then you got the ring floor also, so it kind of looks like the rope is on the floor.
Yeah, like he didn't go all the way. Yeah, like he didn't go all the way to the middle rope.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a cool. It's definitely a cool piece. I mean, at the $600 price point that it's at, it's definitely looking very appealing to me right now.
Yeah.
I might have to hold off buying Hot Toys for like 2 weeks just so I can get this.
This one has an open edition size right now, so they haven't announced what the ES is yet on it. But
I don't care about the
cool.
edition size on that. It just it's nostalgia for me. It's that, and it's the '90s. It's the Attitude Era. That's when wrestling was at its peak, not the watered down PG shit that it's now. You know. So
I gotta imagine that something like this, at least with this price point, your edition size is gonna be on kind of lower, but still, it's cool. Very, very.
But
cool.
yeah, if
go ahead.
Yeah, if I pick him up, I'm definitely gonna have to get The Rock.
The Rock.
There's no question. You can't have Stone Cold without The Rock, and vice versa.
True.
You know, considering the fact that they fought each other so many times during that era.
True. And I know I missed out on saying the NECA price on that turtle. It's actually on sale at Big Bad Toy Store right now for $124.99. So if you guys want to pick that up, make sure you head over there and check it out. Pre-order only right now. But yeah, back to this statue. This is really cool, man. Good piece. I would like to see you get it, bro, because I want to see you do a review on a wrestling statue.
Oh, I would love to do a review on that. I mean, my review on that would probably just be as epic as the Captain America review. I mean, the great thing about Stone Cold is that he has way too many catchphrases that I can completely incorporate while doing the review.
Very cool. Yeah, you got to get this set.
Hit up our friends at Comic Concepts and let's see what they can do for me.
Do it. All right, we'll look at that. All right, next up, this one we talked about a week or two ago, but it's now available on Sideshow's site. The Wonder Woman Rebirth statue is available at this point.
Wonder Woman.
Price is $1,099.
Jesus Christ.
It's also available at Comic Concepts as well, so if you want to pick it up over there, you probably get a little bit more off of it than you would at Sideshow's site. But yeah, if you want to use some Sideshow points, you could use it on her.
I like how they have like the caped version, and then the junior version with no cape.
Well, you could take the cape off if you don't want the cape.
Yeah, in Junior's case, he would take the cape off. No capes.
Yeah. So cool. All right. And next up, we got the Snyder Cut Superman statue. So this was dropped this week. It's got an edition size of only 500. This one goes for $1,099 also.
Is that a third scale?
Third scale.
Okay, so the eyes lit up portrait, I do not like at all. It doesn't look anything like him.
Well,
you could see. You could see it. It doesn't look anything like him. Look, if you look at the one that's to the right, and then compared to the one with the eyes lit up, it doesn't look like him at all.
I think it kind of looks like him.
I don't think so. It doesn't.
He just looks angry.
I don't know.
I guess we'll see when we see the movie this week and spend 4
you can
hours.
See the side by side right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like him.
I just think he looks mad, bro. That's all. I think it looks like him. It's cool.
You've got to be ready to devote 4 hours of your life to this.
Yeah, 4 hours for this movie. I'm gonna watch it. Absolutely, I can't wait to see it. Very cool. I mean, everybody's been wanting to see the Black Suit Superman, on screen. So that's gonna be dope. I think it's okay. It's another version of the regular suit that they had. So I mean, it's an identical statue, and they just recolored the suit. So, cool. I don't think it's something I would be going to get, but 500 with an edition size of 500 is probably going to sell out.
Probably.
So, very, very cool.
The Snyder Cut.
Snyder.
All
right, this is the one that I'm most excited about. I actually ordered this myself.
Yes.
The Queen Studios Iron Man Mark 7.
Yes.
We talked about this last week a little bit. We only had a tease last week, but this week they dropped the pre-order on Monday, and I just did it, man. Forget it. This thing's cool.
Ain't nobody dope me. I'm just so fresh and clean.
I mean, the price is not that bad. $737 for
that thing is that thing is epic, dude.
Yeah, quarter scale Iron Man Mark 7. In my opinion, probably it's the best looking one in my opinion. The XM Studios for a long time held the crown on it, but I think
I would have liked the base.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been an instant purchase for me if the base would have been like him standing or kind of flying over like the Avengers A logo, like broken concrete.
Right. Yeah, but this is not.
That.
But this. Yeah, I mean, I guess the A did the A. No, the A didn't fall down in the movie. Everything fell but the A. Remember, because in Avengers, It was the Stark Tower.
Or he could have been on top of one of the letters, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. They had to balance him on something.
Yeah.
It also would have been kind of cool if they had the flame plume, but I mean, I don't want it to look like sideshows. So
the flame plume.
You know, like him taking off and all that stuff. I like the pose, man. This one here is pretty neat. They also did a half scale version of it earlier this year. In 2020 actually, which looks awesome too.
I wonder if they're gonna do, like, if you notice on like the thigh that's facing us, how it's open and it has the missiles that come out. I wonder if they're gonna make like a part for that's like you can have the missiles exposed, or you just put that off and then put like a closed, you know, like the closed part
version
on. Yeah,
I would like to see some swappable parts on this. You know, they're not going to do the Tony Stark portrait, because they don't have the rights to do the Tony Stark portrait. But I hope the guy that they take and they make the helmet removable, like they did with the Mark III from Sideshow. Because
why don't you sell them? Why don't you sell them the likeness to your portraits and put that on there?
Right? That would be cool.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, listen, you know, if people aren't in the Marvelous Knights Facebook group, I mean, you know, they don't know what they're missing out on. I mean, you know, there has been photoshopped of your head on Iron Man's body, and it is very, very close.
Yeah, I like that everybody that does that. It's funny.
Latino stink.
So there's some cool things though here. So look. So Sideshow did the muddied version of the boots when they did the Mark III. This here looks a little more realistic in the amount of mud that they threw on it versus the Mark III.
Yes, because I'm staring at it right now.
The Mark III is full of mud. So I like the way they did that here. Other cool things with this one is that the Mark VII from XM Studios, which is the resident king of the Mark VII in my opinion, doesn't have light up features. This one does. So that's a cool thing. So you know, lots of cool reasons why I like this one. And I like that you have some of the flaps open and everything, and it makes it look like he's taken off. Very dynamic.
Again, I wonder if that's something that they'll do, too, if they'll make the flaps, you know, swappable.
Yeah. You know, so you can have it either way. I'm curious to see what they're going to have, because they haven't announced any swap outs for this yet.
Because those flaps could maybe be a problem if, like, people are, like, putting them, like, in a Besta or something like that, you know, or something like that, or
I mean, it could be too far back. It's definitely going to be tall.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very tall statue. So, yeah, I can't wait to see this one. This is going to be dope. So you can get this one over here at Cosmic Chase Collectibles. Ah, stop saying that shit.
Cosmic Chase Collectibles. Do things, and then I do them.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Price right now is $737. It's an open edition on this one, so they don't have a limited edition on it yet. But I'm assuming between the price point and then possibly the shipping, you're probably going to be under $1,000 in the edition size. So
maybe you could speak to them and they can make the exclusive be the Stank edition.
The Stank edition. That'd be cool if they did that, man. I definitely would buy that.
The Stank edition, limited to one piece.
And then XM Studios dropped the pre-order for their Predator King. They didn't say how big this thing is yet. It's going to be a 1/3 from what I heard.
He's on a throne, so it's going to be pretty big.
It's cool looking, man. I don't know what it is with throne pieces, but I like the way they look.
Yeah, I'm not the.
Nah, I mean, look, it's got like some kind of beast that he's got his foot on. I like this part here, the other armrest. It looks like his helmet, maybe, or
it looks like the back of the
shoot.
It looks like
the back. They got the size right here.
Oops. Clearly, someone didn't do their research.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
But it almost kind of looks like, if you're looking at the headrest, it almost looks kind of like it's like part of like the alien.
This is 3rd scale? This can't be 3rd scale. It's 31 and a half inches tall at the spear. I don't know. It looks like what now, Seth?
The headrest, like behind his head, it almost looks like the chair's made out of like an alien skeleton.
Yeah, it does, right? Like it looks like a spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope, man. Very nice details. I like the shading and the paint here, and him holding the skull like he's contemplating something.
It's like covered in blood.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mask. It's not that it's covered in blood. He's got like let me see if I got a close up on the face. Yeah, it's like his respirator or something. See that?
No.
Kind of like it has like a whole Mortal Kombat type of look to the mask.
Mortal Kombat.
This is dope, man. I like the way the feet look on that. This is gonna be a cool piece.
I'm not too much of a throne guy.
Not into the throne?
No.
Oh, I thought you'd love that. I love the throne. Being on the throne is the best part of my day.
Calvin's all about being on the throne.
There you go. Here's a close up of the face. Look at that detail, man, in the paint.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's cool. Yeah, he did a nice job, man.
Cyrax wins.
Yeah.
Fatality.
Fatality. Yeah, I like it, man. And I like that helmet or whatever this is. I don't know if that's an armrest, because they got a cape that looks like it's going over the other one. So I'm assuming that's the helmet that he's just got to his side. It looks very demonic. I like it. And a monster. This is going to be a dope piece. So this one here is going to have a max edition size of 599. It's going for 2,299 SGD, which translates to about 1,700 USD.
God
So,
damn.
yeah, it's expensive. It's a very big piece. So, that is it, though, man. That's what we got this week for the collecting news. Like I said, it was a light week in comparison to last week.
Yeah.
So, although last week, man, I was like, I told you last week, after we blew our wad with all that, I was like, well, next week's not going to be as exciting.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, Seth, what you going to use your stimulus check on, bro?
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, you going to get that?
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's
Dope.
For me, Stone Cold is a no-brainer. That is wrestling at its pinnacle,
Right.
as far as I'm concerned. You know, again, in the 90s, the Attitude Era was the best wrestling ever. They haven't been able to duplicate that since. And but yeah, Stone Cold is awesome, man. If I definitely pick up that Stone Cold, the Rock won't be far behind it. I can promise you that.
I would like to see you do some wrestling statue reviews, because I know how much you're into it. That'd be cool.
Yes,
It'd be
my
cool.
favorite white trash soap opera.
For me, it's that Iron Man Mark 7, man. That's me all day. I like that piece. I know that it's either Star Wars or Iron Man. That's my thing.
Queen Studios, if you're watching, please make the stank edition for this man. Please.
Either that, or I'll
make the
find
Stank
somebody to
edition.
make. I'll make a custom sculpt of me with the Tony Stank edition.
Dude, that would be so. That would be so awesome. That would be so.
cool.
That would be so awesome.
Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be
What I
fun
have
to-
here
be
is
fun
a
for
one
my
of-
own statue.
Yeah. What I have here is a 1-of-1 stank edition.
It's the Stank edition. Comes complete with the Stank cologne. If you don't know about that, watch the video. Yeah. So definitely the Iron Man for me. I think that was the coolest thing I saw this week. So, but yeah, man, that's it for the collecting news, guys. So let us know in the comments as always, what was your favorite piece? What are you guys going to pick up? Let us know in the comments as always. We like hearing back from you guys. So until next time, guys, keep it marvelous, and we're out.
And may your stimulus checks be bound and full.
That's a good one.
Let's go ahead and spend some stimmy.